All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm doing something special. That's why I'm wearing the red shirt. I've been wanting another Aputure Light forever and a day. Finally, the day is here. You say, well, why do you need one? Well, so I got an Aputure 120D over to my left, your right, and that's my main key light. But the biggest thing that I like about it is it's got a remote, so I don't have to get up, put the light up and down, do the intensity up and down, and get up and do it. And I got a cheap one over here to my right, your left, for like a hair light or a rim light. And it drives me crazy that I have to go over, bring it down, set it, bring it up, set it, bring it down, set it, check it, and go back and forth. And then when I used to see YouTubers complain about this, I'm like, how hard can it be? It takes 2 seconds. But once you start doing it over and over and over again, it just gets very repetitive and old very quick. So I finally broke down, got the tax return, and got a 300D. Yes. Yes, just very excited. One reason I got the 300D is because usually my key light or rim light is a lot farther away, and like a 60 or 120 watt chip on board COB just doesn't, isn't bright enough. So it just doesn't light the scene. So I got a 35 millimeter 1.8 on right now. That way it gives me plenty of light. But if I shoot a 2.8 or 4 or something like that, that weak little light that's off to my right, your left, just isn't strong enough. And like I said, that not having a remote, bringing the stand up and down, moving it, the intensity, checking, doing it all over again, rinse and repeat, like gopher day over and over again. Now I understand the usefulness of a remote. So with one remote, I'll be able to control 2 lights, on and off, intensity, and all that other good stuff. I don't have to worry about, bringing the stands up and down. And I can just sit here and check my exposure. Oh, okay, need a little up, need a little down. Don't have to get up and move. And it's all just a big waste of time to me when time is at a premium for me, especially, having a full-time job, trying to make videos and stuff like that. So that's the main reason I bought this. It makes my workflow a lot easier. Yes, it's a little pricey for my little YouTube channel, but man, I love the Aputure products. The 120D was just primo, and until you have one and feel it and use it, the quality is just unbelievable, like rental house quality. And hopefully the 300D is the same way. So let me get this thing open and we'll keep going. Thanks. All right, got that big box out of the way. Now I got this little box. For some reason, I'm like, why is this box so big? And now I know why. They just packed it really good to make sure nothing happens to it. So box in a box. Oh, well. All right, everybody. And here is the primo case it comes in. Man, is this case nice. It's definitely heavy, but this case is just definitely nice. It doesn't do justice just looking at it on, a video. You just got to sit there and hold it and feel it. Man, this thing is nice. And if you don't know, I know this hasn't been opened. Let me turn this on its side. Oh, sorry about that. Because Aputure locks their products to make sure that it wasn't tampered with or opened. So you can tell this one definitely was not opened. Very cool. All right, sorry for the autofocus there, folks. Let me fix this mic up here. I think I hit it. So let me get this open and we'll keep going. Yeah, can't wait, excited. All right, we got the case open. Let's see what we got here. We got the 300D Mark II controller box. And the other thing I really like about this is this mounts on the stand. The 120D Mark II, sorry, I can't talk. Even though it's got like a little strap to hang it from the light stand, it's still not secure. So it, bumps around. You can't really move it without it bumping around. This actually comes with a stand lock. Very cool. So between like the stand lock, and you can use and this remote actually does the visual effects on the 300D, where the remote on the 120D does not do the visual effects. You have to go over to the panel and do it. So that's the other reason. If I want to do a visual effect, do it all from the remote, or I can use Sidus Link to do all the visual effects as well. So another big bonus. All right, we got power cable. Oh, and here is the lock I was telling you about for the box to put it on the light stand. Very cool. Heavy duty, metal. Yeah, that's nice. Sorry for the focus. I keep putting things in the way. And nope, this is the power cable. Nope, this is the light to box cable. Sorry about that. All right, here's the little light dome. I'll probably use this a little bit, but not too much. Everybody says this increases the light a whole bunch. We'll give it a shot. So there it is. And last but not least, yeah, 300D. Yeah. Man, this thing's sweet. All right, let me get this all hooked up and we'll see what it looks like, do some B-roll, see how well this lights and all that other good stuff. So stand by and let me get this thing hooked up. Thanks. All right, everybody, now that we got the 300D set up, I wanted to show you the different remotes here. So this is the 120D remote. And if you notice, this is blank right here. And this is the 300D remote that has a little blue button. That means I can control the FX features or the special effects. So that's something different. So I'm using the 300D remote right now instead of the 120D remote. Let me show you. So I got the 120D as my key light, 120D Mark II. And it's right here, maybe about 3 feet away, so pretty close. And then I got the 300D over to my right, your left, probably about 10 to 12 feet away as my secondary light or hair light, whatever you want to call it. So let me turn these on and off and I'll show you. See, I can use the remote. So that's without the 120D Mark II. Let me turn that back on. And this is without the 300D Mark II. So quite a, definitely a big difference. So that's why I have two and definitely two with a remote because it just stinks. Just setting your brightness, checking your exposure, bringing the stands up and down. It's just terrible. So I can now understand all the complaining that people were due that I couldn't understand before until you actually start shooting videos. Now you definitely understand what's going on between the remotes and why people love them so much. So can't say enough about it. Love the remotes now. Probably will never do without them again. Now, one of the other cool things I want to talk about, let me grab my phone here, is the Sidus Link. So the Sidus Link can either go on an iPad or a phone, or, this is a iPhone 11 Pro Max, and you can do all the controls from your phone. So let me switch the 300D from the 2.4 gigahertz remote over to Bluetooth so we can use this and I'll show you. So stand by and let me switch over. Thanks. All right, everybody, we're back and I'm going to show you the Sidus Link up here on the screen to my right. Yeah, my right, your left. So you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to hold this up and start playing with it. So let me go into the scene. It's now hooking to the 300D. And there it is. You can also go over here and select the rename, reset, or firmware update, which is cool. So you don't have to worry about the USB. So let me go ahead in the 300D. And here you can see you can change the intensity. So I just went up and down a little bit. Let me get this back to 20%. And then you can change the dimming curves. You can go to quarter, half, full. It's just very cool. You can play with the effects here if you want. I can do fireworks and just hit start. And I can do the frequency and I can change the interval. So there's the fireworks that are going off. I'm gonna go ahead and stop that. We can do paparazzi. We can do frequency and intensity. The paparazzi. So very cool. I just like the Sidus Link. It just makes stuff a lot easier. Let me go ahead and turn this back on. There we go. And get it up to about there we go, 20%. Okay. Now we're all set. So that was cool. I just wanted to show you the Sidus Link really quick. Let me go ahead and turn off the recording on the phone. All right. So that's a quick overview of the Aputure 300D Mark II. Just love this dang thing. The quality is just unbelievable. Between the Aputure 120D Mark II and the Aputure 300D Mark II, I am completely happy now with my lighting for my two big softboxes. They're just fantastic. The quality's fantastic. I just can't say enough about them. The biggest complaint on the 120D Mark II is the little power brick or the little control box dangles from a cord, which isn't bad, but if you want to move the stand around, it bangs around and stuff. Hopefully, I got a homegrown fix for that coming up, and that'll probably be a video in the future. I just got to wait for the parts to come in. And the time of this the pandemic, getting parts is kind of slow nowadays. So please, social distancing, wash your hands, at least 20 seconds, warm water preferably, because certain viruses don't like warm water or hot water, and just be healthy and be safe. Thank you, everybody, for watching and for listening. Have a great day or night. Happy shooting. Thank you. Bye.